Hello Runescape, we'll miss it here with the new video, and how is everyone doing? I'm just doing some woodcutting in the background because I literally have nothing else to do and I kinda just want to do something new that's, I guess, not really entertaining to watch, but more entertaining than doing something I've been doing before, I guess. So, it's something new and I'm mixing things up, so that's good, I guess. What I wanted to talk about in this video is the future after the Elf City, because now we've been waiting for a very long time to have the Elf City released. Now that it's being released, what's next on the list and what can we expect to see in the future? Personally, I think we're gonna see Menethos being worked on in the future. You can see on the world map that Menethos is still as empty as it's been for several years now, which is starting to get a little bit frustrated because the size of it is actually almost as big as Prifddinas. It's a little bit smaller, I think, but you can see the size is pretty much like half here or something like that, so it's not really much smaller at all. And I'm pretty excited to see how that will look eventually when Menethos is being released. And I think that in total with Menethos and Sophanem, we are getting on the size of Prifddinas, if not even bigger. And I do think that that is something that's going to be quite interesting, but at the same time, we don't really know just yet if Prifddinas is going to be even larger than what we can see here, like if they're going to expand it a little bit out like this or something like that. We don't really know that, but I think it's going to be interesting to see how that will look whenever Prifddinas is released later this month. But Menethos is not the only thing that's going to be released. We also have things like the Penguin Homeland, the Orsharon, I think it's called. We have the Underwater City. I think we have... well, there's more things that we know exists in the game, but we haven't really seen yet, which I think is going to be quite interesting to see as well. But there's not really any open spaces on the world map that's pretty much empty, that's not really been filled out, like Prifddinas or Menethos. We also do have the Eastern Lands, but it's already been said that we won't be able to walk on the Eastern Lands with their own characters before the mainland is filled out. And I don't really think it's that much more to fill out at the moment in the mainland besides things like Sophanem and Menethos, without completely packing everything together like they're kind of doing at the moment. Because again, I'm going to open the world map and show you guys this, because I feel like when you start putting like portals to death or whatever like here, I think you're starting to kind of, I guess, like use really the areas that's open in the game where it's not really any content extremely close to people, because you could just make a new area with death, but instead they're making like new I guess locations, like off-world locations, like portals and whatever, to new places to place new content. And to be fair, I don't really like that. It's the same thing with Heist, which was put here. You can see the ladder going up here as well. And I'm not saying I don't like it because it's not cool. I'm saying I don't like it because I'm kind of excited to see the Eastern Lands being released, and how it is at the moment. The Eastern Lands won't be released for a very long time, since they keep releasing portals and kind of off-world locations rather than releasing actual things into the mainland so we can expand to new territory, which I think is going to be extremely cool whenever that would happen. But it also gives us a question of what's gonna happen when everything is complete. Let's say that everything we know and want to see in the future is released, like Orsharon, Sophanem, not Sophanem, but the Menethos and Prifddinas, and everything is out there. What's next? Will they release something new that's gonna like hint to something major, or are they gonna do something cool that will make us go, wow, I really want to see this in the future, or what's gonna happen? And we don't really know that, and it's something that I am personally very excited about seeing, because I think that it's gonna be really cool if we can see something new that we haven't noticed before on the world map or something like that. Kinda like it is at the moment with a major empty space that's been there for a very long time. Obviously that can't really happen anytime soon, I think. Well, it could happen. They could release something, let's say next week, and it'll be there for like 5 years while we're waiting for Menethos and Orsharon or whatever, and then it would be released as well, and by then we would have another thing on the world map that we don't really know what is. I think it's an interesting thought, and it's been bugging me for a while, like what's gonna happen, what will be kind of the cliffhanger for the future in a way, if that makes any sense. And I think it's something important that we need to have in our little RuneScape lives, I guess, especially for those of you who are really elite RuneScape players, or those of you who are really into lore and whatever, because everyone likes to wait for things and anticipate various things. I did a video actually on that, I think it's called top 5 most anticipated updates. So check that out if you want to add a link on the screen and in the description if you want to see that video. It's really interesting, and it points out some updates that we've been hearing about that's not necessarily ever been released. One of them is sailing though, so that's not going to be released. So it kind of is released already, but yeah, kind of just a heads up there, I guess. Well, it is just a random thought I've been having, so I'm not gonna get too much more into it, but let me know in the comment section below what you want to see in the future of RuneScape after Prifddinas is released into the game. My name is Runescape, and I'll see you guys later.